Welcome back to exoticcarplayplace, everybody. Thanks for joining in again today. And today we are going to share with you some of the nicest, most beautiful, most handsome luxury cars that you should never buy. I've got the list of the top 5. Don't ever touch these again. If you have an opportunity, walk away. Check it out now. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Mark with exoticcarplayplace, and today, so the first car on our list is the Acura TL, the early generation Acura TL, like this one, for example. Great car, upscale Honda is what the Acura is all about, but it did have its share of issues. P0505 meant you could get rough idle, stalling, poor running conditions. Another thing with these cars, obviously you could see rust. So rust was early set with a lot of these cars. Another big problem, big problem, transmissions. Automatic transmissions in these cars, they would burn out. You'd get hard shifting, slipping, all kinds of bad conditions, jerkiness, and ultimately resulting in a transmission that would fail completely, resulting in dead on the side of the road. Not one of their best cars from Honda. The second car on our list is the wonderful E65 7 Series BMW. What do we have here? Chock full of features. The problem with these cars were electrical gremlins throughout, lots of problems with extended oil service intervals, which resulted in burned up seals and burning oil as a result as well. And there was problems with the cooling system. Very difficult to replace parts that were susceptible to cracking and breaking and splitting. So honestly, just a bit of a nightmare car. All in all, lots of problems with these things. Trademark back end, you can't miss that. That is the E65. Lots of issues with these cars. Very luxurious, but chock full of issues. And the next one on our list is the ML SUV. These were the first kick by Mercedes at an SUV, very poorly built. These were actually built in the United States, and they looked great and they were chock full of features, but sadly enough, they had lots of problems with transmission failures, premature rust, sunroofs, windows that didn't work, lots of plastic parts on the inside that would fail, they would break, like cup holders and ashtrays, lots of things that would just break on these things. They were constantly letting you down. There were a lot of problems, a lot of headaches. Not to mention the V8 versions had twin plug, so you had twice the maintenance with some of these engines. The engines themselves were pretty solid, but again, the transmission and some of the cosmetics were the weak point in these cars. A bit of a quality control issue with the ML. On our list is the S-Class Benz with the W220 engine. Beautiful car, nicely equipped, heavily appointed with features. The problem was there was a lot of issues. These suspension systems had the airmatic ride, so you often had leaks. You'd lose a corner or something, or the pneumatic system would lose air and you'd get a settling on one corner, or a problem like that. Poor water drain systems here, which would allow water to plug off which would allow the drain areas to clog off, and then water would wind up backfilling into the cabin, causing premature corrosion. Galvanizing was an issue on some of these earlier cars too, which would cause rust, premature rust on some of the Benzes for sure. Depreciation was an issue, timing chain issues as well. They were loose, they were weak. They could let an engine fail prematurely, as well as an oil cooler situation with these cars. The problem with the oil coolers were if they leaked and you had to fix them, they were very expensive to fix because of the difficult access to the oil coolers. Beautiful vehicles, but suffered heavy depreciation because some of the reliability issues. Then we have the Jaguar XType. Beautiful car, not unlike a supermodel, great to look at. Maybe not so good to live with. These cars were actually produced by Ford, found on Road Dead. That's right, found on Road Dead. It is a Ford. And with that Ford, there was a lot of issues, most prominently being head gaskets. You couldn't keep a head gasket in these cars. They spent way more time on the side of the road than anywhere else. These cars ate head gaskets far more than a 7-year-old at a carnival eating cotton candy. It was brutally unacceptable. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. I'd love to hear from you guys again, and be sure to give it a thumbs up. Hope to see you guys soon. Catch you then. Bye-bye.
Fleslet on the beat.